Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're working on some tools for dulcimer players, and this week we're working on a chord chart for mountain dulcimer players. We started last week. We got this far. This represents a mountain dulcimer with 3 strings and, I guess, chromatic, because it has all the half steps. And we want eventually to have some fancier lines and different lines and blank lines, because most dulcimers don't have all the notes. We'll get there. All right, now we worked this out with shape the other day, but reading some more makes me think maybe canvas is the tool we should use. We have this kind of contrast between working at the shape level and working at the normal SwiftUI view level. Like, I want to put pieces together and all that, and it seems hard to go back and forth between those levels. So I'm trying to find something that'll do things in one level, and we'll give this a go. So we're still kind of at a experimental stage, I guess you'd say. I don't really have any intuition about what would be the best way to tackle this problem. Okay, now I think we did manage to do one class. Okay. Yeah, so this is using the shapes, and you basically define a path, and then somebody else will stroke it. And here you can see this example has the more diatonic frets. So not every half step, which is called chromatic, but only corresponds to the white keys on a piano, which is called diatonic. Now, dulcimers have grown to include extra frets so that they get a couple of chromatic notes. We'll accommodate that. All right, so I guess my plan... Oh, sorry, I have another step to this too. The tool I started with had some very graphical ideas, and you would interact and do this thing. I'm thinking in actual practice, it might be better to just have all the ones in a given tuning, say, just shown, and you can scroll down D, E, F, G, and see them. So the picture on top, well, there's tuning, which you can choose like DAD, meaning the bass string is a D, the middle string is an A, and the melody string usually an octave higher D. And then we would figure out the chords for first D, because the bass string is D, and that's kind of the root chord. Sometimes it's reversed, so there's D, G, D, and the key is G, because we're looking for a fifth in there. So D to A is a fifth, but D to G is only a fourth, but if you treat G as the root, it's a fifth. I don't know how much theory you want. All right, but anyway, I'm thinking just like, okay, show the chart with D, maybe fill in the D notes, D, F sharp, A, and then write the chords 0, 0, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 7 per chord. Now there's no D sharp or E flat because dulcimers just don't have them, at least diatonic ones. And so we'd go on next to E, and you can get an E minor chord. There's one E major chord. If you have a 6.5 fret, you can get an E major. But I think anyway, some sort of list like this, we still have to do the same kind of drawing stuff that we did last week. And I also want to place, squares and circles and triangles on them. So we'll see. All right. So I think let's take a separate set of stuff. Let's just make a new view. We'll play with the canvas a little bit and see if that helps anything. All right, so this is, I'll call it dulcimer bass view, just because we already used dulcimer view. Now I don't know, do I want to make it a canvas or a view? When you use it, you just call canvas. I guess a view. Okay, and let's just say text hello. And we'll put this view in here. And this is running, so we'll keep working with that as long as we can. It'll be faster if it runs. You never know. Okay, good. And we'll add another spacer just to kind of keep things separated. All right. Now the canvas, well, let's just take theirs and muck with that. Okay, opaque true, color mode linear. I'm not sure what that means. Renders asynchronously. I guess we could care or not care. Oh, we can put symbols. Okay, what this one's doing, it's drawing a rectangle of the size of the view, which I didn't know you had. Oh, only has it because Canvas gives it to you. Okay, so we're making a big rectangle. I guess it's defaulting to black. If symbol equals resolve symbol ID 1. Oh yeah, so the way you get text or other objects, you put them in this symbol section and then it just refers to them through this mechanism. So you find the symbol, resolve it means you find it down here based on the tag, and then inside here you can do something with it. So you can draw a symbol, which can be an arbitrary view. So that gives us kind of the combination we're after. All right, now I don't know how we set. Well, I guess the vertical size is controlled by whatever this is. Yeah. And unnatural size being stretched out. Interesting. Okay, I'm not sure if that hurts us or helps us. All right. But let's, okay, opacity 3, let's change that. See the impact. Okay. Oh, so are we drawing behind this rectangle? Oh, our I guess it's defaulting the background color, which is probably good. And then we're either letting it show through or not. Okay. So I think we're basically going to draw these 3 lines and then draw these, these frets based on that. Okay. So, let I guess I can say context dot, take that out. Can I draw a line given a text dot layout dot line? Well, I don't know what that is. Let's see if this thing gives us some examples. Animation, interesting. Well, I bet the documentation is probably as good as anything to start with. Okay, yeah, we don't get interactivity, but I don't think we need it. Okay, stroke path, ellipse. And graphics context, yeah. Okay, so he fills. Stroke. Draw a path into a context with a specified line width. Well, that sounds okay. All right, and we still have to make paths, so I think we can steal this. Well, let's start with this. And we'll have to adjust where it's coming from. Okay, so this is size. Let's try. I don't know what type that is. No idea. Okay. Well, let's just say size dot min. No. Oh, maybe these are in its way. Take this out. CG size. Okay, what do we have? Size dot. That doesn't seem right. Has width and height. Okay, that's what I want. All right, I guess I'm moving from 0 . X to 0, 0. Okay, so I think that's top left. I always get these wrapped around my head, but okay, and we're going to go to X is size dot. I don't know why it's not suggesting that for me. And then Y should still be 0. Well, let's see if we can draw that. And we saw it draw a path. Context dot. Well, I guess stroke. Stroke something with, oh, color and line width. Okay. Path and see if we get anything. No. Dot color. We'll have to see what that's about. Hey, that's promising. Okay. Let's keep on our path. Move to, well, we don't have a mid. Well, we have x0. We don't have a mid. But I guess what we don't care, it's whatever size is. So size dot height divided by 2.0. And then we'll add a line to size dot width. And y is the same. Well, so far this isn't so bad. From 0 to height. And we add a line from size dot width to height. Size dot height. And I think we can lose the symbol. I'll comment this because we'll probably need something like that. The pass size to CG rect as its size. You can create a rectangle and use that as before. Oh, yeah, good point. That might have been a better way to go. Pass size to CG rect. Origin to size. No. Replace, sure. Okay. There's probably a dot zero. Okay. Let's just take our path like before. Oh, huh. I had that down there. Okay. Whoops, I did something wrong. Did I delete the stroke? Yes. Oh, come on. Seems to have no impact. Why does theirs... Oh, there's a border. Why is theirs coming out white? We didn't do anything. Oh, opaque true probably doesn't help my case. Okay, good. That writes a bit much, but that's okay. Yeah, sorry, I'll get there. All right, now I'm gonna take these. Oops, I took them out. Okay. Now is that really this? Well, that's certainly extractable. Well, to make this even more, I guess I could call string shape dot path in that rectangle. Let's give that a go. Okay, so we'll make the rectangle first. We're going to say path is, what do I call it, shape, something shape, string shape dot path for rectangle. Do I say in? Yes. Now, how does Canvas handle different screen sizes? Well, I mean, it's giving us the size here, so I mean, in the context it gives us. So, in that sense, my drawing code doesn't care how long or wide it is. It's just doing it. Now, I do think. I notice this line is a lot thicker. I suspect it's twice as thick. Let's make it very visible. Nope, that's too visible. No, 10. Yeah, so I think what's going on is we're getting chopped off the edges. I don't think there's a quarter X. Is there an inset? No, it sounds like something somebody's done. Like they're... Huh. So their example is chopped off. That seems really odd. I mean, sometimes you can set an inset rectangle or something like that. Excuse me just a second. Yeah, insettable shape. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that if I took away the line width, that would be enough. CG.0 line width by 2. Let's see if there's a... Inset die. That sounds like what I want. Contracting. Produce a rectangle X40. Okay. Well, let's just do it by line width. Failed to build. What's the problem? Now he's going to fight us. Okay. I'm going to try turning it off and back on. Okay, well, that gets us the strings, which I'm liking this. I mean, if I can reuse that path. Did I do paths for these others? I did vertical lines, so I can do those. Well, geez, it seems like I can use the whole fret shape too then, right? Except what do I do with it? I guess I stroke it. do special text. I don't know if I can just say 2.0. Let it auto convert. Okay. Oh, okay, this is coming. All right, I'm just gonna say 4.0 here. Actually, I'm gonna say 2.0. Okay, that's pretty good. And I think the color, let's use special text again. Okay. I still have a green somewhere. Nope, there it goes. All right. Well, that's pretty good. I like it's we're able to draw stuff either from a view or a path or draw it directly. That seems pretty good. Let's clean this up. Now, all right, our drawing stuff. I want these drawn differently. I guess we didn't do that the other day, so now's the chance. Okay. Well, that's got to be something in fret shape. How do we add a dashed line? I guess it's the context that matters. Line width, is shading somehow doing it? Oh, I missed it. Was there stroke style? Oh, yeah, that sounds promising. Okay. Oh, yeah, I can do the dash thing. Okay. Cool. So that was on stroke with style. Okay. Now, I don't think I'm doing the stroke in the path, right? So I don't know if that means I have to. I mean, here we do the stroke afterwards. So this, I don't know if I can attach that. I mean, basically, I need to switch on these and do them the way I want. Um, hmm. Okay. Well, I guess that sort of means, I don't know. In a way, I'd like to attach the information onto here. Do I need to group the lines? I think what I'm going to have to do is stroke them as they're generated. Because if I do it here, I've already got all the lines for all the, I mean, it's got little line segments for all the different frets. So I can't just do one stroke and get, a thick line on one and a thin line on the other. Let me go here. Let's just add a little padding. Maybe 12. All right. Yeah, so I think I have to kind of tear this one apart a little. And then I mean, I could imagine doing it once for all the nut lines, once for the regular lines, once for the half lines. Set it on the context. Yeah, so I mean, it happens here where we choose the color and line width and the style, I guess. Did that stroke? Stroke path with shading and style. But how do I tell it the width? Oh. Line width. Well, maybe style can explain that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think we're to parity right now. So let's check this in. Draw fretboard using canvas. And I would say, I mean, boy. I don't think I get to ask a path what it's doing. Let's just do a little, let's print path here. Yeah, now this, I looked up, it looks like it's some sort of simulator issue that doesn't happen on the real devices. Yeah, so the question is, like, how am I going to interpret this? I guess I've had to run this. like there's stuff going on here, right? I mean, I'm drawing these lines from here to there, and but none of this is graphical. Um, Sorry, none of the path calculation is not really graphical. It doesn't become visible until you do a context operation on it, context stroke or fill or whatever. I don't know if it's running on this one. Yeah, maybe. There it is. Okay. Yeah, we need to either. Yeah, we could stroke each one individually. This is chord chart. And hopefully you printed. Oh, okay. 2M 376 2L or 1. I guess it's now. Well, I'm guessing 376 is my width. I don't know if I can interpret that well enough to. I mean, I could do a sort of post facto, you know, write the test, take its output, and lock it down kind of thing. But I mean, I feel like something's going on, like from 2.2 to 376 to we're drawing a line, I think. So I think it's like that, yeah. So I think it's start at 2.2, move there, then at 376.2 draw a line to there, then move to 225, move. I mean that's plausible. I don't know if the SVG paths use the same exact notation or not. Okay. Yeah, the 2s are from the inset, and 376 is from the inset too. I assume it's going to be, we set it in by 2. Is that going to give me any insight? Yeah, so I'm trying to think about, do I want to TDD the paths calculations? Oy. Right. So if I gave it, something 100 by 100, or maybe 100 by 50, so I can tell them apart, into the path as the rectangle, I would get, from 298, 2 to 98 2, and then move to 225 and 376, whatever. It could be done. Would that make us better? I don't know. I mean, you. I mean, as far as I know, I think I wrote the first article on doing TDD with graphics, things like this. M is move, because we draw 3 separate lines. We move to the start of the line, and then L is L line to the end of the line, and we move to the next start. So it's kind of a postfix notation. M for move, L for line. I assume other things are going to have other things that I would have to try to guess. And like John, I mean, I respect John a lot, but he definitely is more optimistic than I am about TDDing the graphic part of things. Or, yeah. Would this help? I guess it's... Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely hard to tell with that font. Maybe it's impossible to tell. I don't know what the ones look like. I mean, the path is a sensible thing. I mean, I can believe there's a formula to it, and we've seen move and line, and if we start doing other stuff, fill or whatever, I'm sure we'll see it. I just don't know if it's giving me any insight. I mean, drawing the lines, they're coming out okay. We didn't do a lot of repetition, and you'd still have to look at it in the end because that's what counts. Yeah, and then the other thing about the frets, I think we have two ways we could do it. One is we could just, instead of drawing all the lines, getting all the lines in one big path, like this one, this path is 3 separate lines, but because they do the M then the L, they're drawn independently. And if we do that with the frets, they all have to have the same one. So we could modify this to iterate through and then draw once per shape, which maybe moves us away from fret shape. I mean, it kind of pulls this code into our needs. Boy, that... Yeah, I don't know. And so in effect in this one, instead of add path, we would do a stroke here. And each one of these little paths would be one fret segment. And then we could, before we stroke it, we could consult and say, oh, you're the nut, you go 4 wide. Oh, you're a 1.5, you go dotted. Oh, you're a regular fret, just draw it. And oh, you're an empty, missing fret, just don't do anything, I guess. We don't have to draw nothing. Yeah. All right. I think first thing is we can take this away. This was the old school way we did. And now we have the current one that is at least as good. And this is definitely computing stuff. It's kind of... Okay, so if I call fret shape... Wait a minute, he's not a shape, is he? Oh, he's still a path. And then the other thing is, I want this to be... It would be nice to assemble this in a way that made it feel like... I'd like it to feel like I'm assembling pieces, draw the strings, draw the frets, and then draw I want circles and squares and triangles on it. I'd like to layer that all on and have it feel natural. I mean, if I said draw... Well, I guess if I gave you a context and a size and said draw the frets, I don't know what you are as far as objects go. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, I don't think we're making a lot of mistakes, so in that sense... Okay, let's rename this. I don't know if I'm just avoiding deciding here. Let's call this one fretboard view. And then nobody's referencing this anymore. Okay. All right. So the immediate problem is frets, the way we're doing it now, they all have to be stroked with the same style. And we want to change it. Well, one way would be do the frets one at a time, stroke them one at a time. Another would be we could hand back sets of things, the regulars are at position 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, whatever. Draw those with the same stroke. But that doesn't seem better. That seems trickier. Okay, so all right. Let's pass frets in. Okay, so frets is an array of fret. And then our caller is going to have to do something with it. Okay, there are the frets. Now, what's your problem? Huh, did the wrong one. Didn't fully delete, I guess. Okay. Either return a array of frets or make a fret shape, take the context and style. Yeah, so I mean, somewhere I have to define those context, the styles for these. Now, I don't know if the fret. I think probably a map would be fine. So if I did a map from a fret type to a stroke style, I think that would be pretty good. All right, let's put. I guess we had padding before. Let me add a little back end. Okay, yeah, it's a little more visual. Okay, so who needs the style? Well, it's pretty much here. Okay, that's kind of a different thing. Okay, I think this can be defined up here. All right. So, yeah, I think we're going to have to maybe we put the loop here. So, in effect we're saying draw the strings, draw the frets, or for each fret draw it, and then we'll have other stuff to put on top. Okay, so let me define another. Well, I don't know, that too, maybe. True, we're not going to change them. I don't know where I want the styles to live. Well, let's try and define them. Fret 2, was it a stroke style or something? Yeah. Not regular half octave blank. Dashed. Dash colon. I'm not sure what units to use. No dash. I guess that's pixels if I remember. I don't know if this means anything, but we'll see. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Get on view. Colon spacing violation. Okay. Not. Isn't that weird? Regular and half show up in purple. Okay, nut, stroke style 4, that's the thick line. Regular is a 2, half is 2, but it's dashed. That's really half step. Octave, we're making the 7 a little bit thicker, and blank, we're putting a line width of 0, and hopefully that doesn't do anything. And we'll probably try not to draw them anyway. Okay. Trailing comma recommended. Okay. And what about here? Variable path was never mutated. Okay. Oh, this is strings path. All right. Yeah, let's let that build. Okay, that looks okay. What's the error? Oh. Yeah, it's funny. I feel the urge to make fret contain all that information we just put in that map, but really, this is pure UI stuff. It has nothing to do with the nature of being a fret. So, I think it is appropriate to break it out this way. I don't know if line width is going to matter. Yeah. Maybe it's just sort of a default. What's the other twos? Okay. Regular half might be standard enums. Oh, okay. Huh. It must be something like that. Or just Xcode. Losing a few brain cells. Okay. So let's go ahead and break out that loop. Okay, so now this becomes a loop for fret in frets. Do a bunch of stuff. Okay, so with color, let's see. I hope it's still with, but style, whoops. Fret, no. Fret, style of fret. Okay. So for each fret, well, now we're going to do the thing we did here. Yeah, we kind of need this. Do we need index? No, let's make this a variable. Okay, so we got that starting point, fret distance. Must have been calculated up here too, yep. And we'll extract methods at some point. I guess I can go down like that. Take the width, divide by the frets count, and do that. Okay. All right, so now we're doing fret shape. Well, fret shape is not the right thing. I think we want that vertical line. That won't quite work. Vertical line's path, so this is fret path. Path. Okay. The rectangle is X starts at X, Y at min Y with 0 height. Okay, so we're drawing a vertical line, applying the fret style, and then bumping the distance. And this should look nicer now because we've got the styling should be applied if it builds. I don't know if it, I'm not sure if it's building the preview. I guess it, no. I don't know if I stop this, if that speeds it up any. No. Okay. I don't know, Xcode, it's kind of, there's no way it should be faster to run the whole app than it is to sit there and wait for that to build. Okay, yeah, that's looking better. I wonder if the corner stuff might need a little, should the fret style index be the whole fret? Find 83. Yeah. Okay. So, well, I don't think this is particularly noticeable as the 7th fret. And I do think this, the notching's a tiny bit annoying. Now there's stroke style stuff that we can look at that might make that better. I know there's end cap and why don't I use a bevel instead of a miter to join? I guess line cap. The standard frets could be less white. Yeah. Well, maybe I could make them thinner. Let's try this one at 1 and this one at 1.5. Once the preview will wake up. Yeah, make that sound pop a little bit. It's, well, I don't know if I have my dulcimer in here. Guitars and dulcimers and lots of other fretted instruments have dots in the fretboard to show you where certain frets are, and we could kind of do that. I mean, it's very common to have one right before your 3rd fret and right before your 7th, and then some people have 3, 5, 7, and 10. You know, yeah, I can't wait long enough for that. Probably if I restart. Well, I think that's very noticeable. I mean, I have no trouble noticing that. I think that'll be good. We're gonna put stuff over top of them in some of them, so it's not totally out of the question. Um, let me see about this end cap thing. So, all right. You have, like, I forget, rounded and squared and something. Butt end is a squared off end, which seems to be that's what we have. A round end spreads it out, and then this is a square end. Okay, let's try square, and that's square. I don't know if I'm killing that totally or how I can, if there's a way to restart that without doing this. Okay. But I think that view works for me. That'll be good. All right. Now, come on. Well, maybe I'll reboot the system or reboot the Xcode when we take a break. All right. So I think let's do a little refactoring. I think we're making noticeable changes that it's becoming big enough. Fret. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I grabbed too quickly, I guess. No, fret shape I don't think is being used at this point. I think we've replaced it. Okay, well that's, I guess it's better if it sticks out like that than comes up short. I think that's okay. Yeah, I don't think anybody would think twice about that. And actually, it's probably better to be a little distinctive. But yeah, so this octave starts over here, and that's good. All right, so we mostly we extract classes to separate files. All right, and now I'm going to pull things into routines in chord chart, but I don't know that that's the final ending point. Okay, so this is, let's make a function. Oh, come on. Okay, we'll need the rectangle and the line width. Oh, didn't tell me. Okay, did it do it twice? Yeah, great. Okay, let's make this draw strings. Whoops. Wow, that went really bad. Let's try that again. Okay. I have to be patient. Okay, that's good. Now let's draw frets. I think he needs the rectangle. Yeah, context. Okay. Okay, well that certainly reads better. Cool. Now, oh, excuse me. So what I'm imagining happening on here is that we're going to draw shapes corresponding to the root, the third, and the fifth of a chord. So a chord is 3 notes stacked stacked on top of each other, or more. And so you skip one. So if you're in a scale, the first note of the scale, the third note of the scale, the fifth note of the scale, or starting from any step, x plus 2, x plus 4, you know. So if I were doing the D chord, this is a D, this is an A, this is a D, and we need an F sharp. Well, that's here and here. And yeah, so they're a separate, yeah, they're going to have to be separate. I think we don't interact with them, so that, I don't know if it matters if they're, how they're done there. But yeah, if we could do a Z stack, that would be nice. But I'd like to say the root of the chord is always a circle drawn on the intersection of these two lines. The fifth is going to be a little square, and then the third is going to be a little triangle. And, you know, we want to cover that little intersection of the fret. Oh, I need the fret numbers too. That's going to be a pain. And what I also think is it probably I probably have to do some more insetting and adjusting to make everything fit, because if I draw a circle, it's going to get cut off on the edge, because this is on the, well, it's 2 pixels away from the edge, not enough room to draw, say, a circle. I don't know, it might be just enough, but none above. So yeah, it would fail. So yeah, we're gonna have to do some adjusting, but Ugh, the fret numbers. Ugh. I don't know the way to do that even. Like, how do I get them shrunk to the size I want? And if I rotate the phone, they should be further apart, if not bigger. Maybe they don't need to be further apart. I mean, does font size map to those pixels? Can I do it like that? Maybe I can just do a hard-coded font size and be okay. Um, well, let's try this. I don't know if these should be in there. I mean, this is the important bit, is that it's a 1. I don't need foreground on my red. Tagged it with 1. But I have to match them up to the fret number. If I take those standard fonts, I'm definitely not going to be happy. Yeah, should the chords be a separate layer on top of the canvas? Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Font. I think it's .custom. Custom size. Yeah. Oh, just font. Font.custom. Okay, that's fine. You make the fret numbers have the same tag as the fret position. Well, they would. No, is a short answer. Because if I were doing chromatic, I could say this is fret 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But with the dulcimer like this, they number it funny. So this is 1. This is 1 plus. This is 2. They just they don't have numeric names. They have combinations. And some people will write 1.5. I mean, sometimes it's easier to write that, or 1 and a little 1/2 sign. Well, let's just take Helvetica. That's a okay size 18. Let's take that down to 9. And the ID, I can probably tag it with the string though, right? Let's take this back out. Yeah, I think maybe this is too simplistic. The frets like this. I think we probably have to have a small object that tells the. I think it's gonna have to know the chromatic offset, which is the distance based one. It's gonna have to know its name, like 6.5 or 6 plus, and it's going to have to know the fret type. So I think we're feeling the push of an object that's forming, that's not a generic explanation of what does the fret look like, as if you were the luthier putting a fret in, but more in the musical sense, what does this particular fret mean? And then this order doesn't have to matter. We can set that to the distance. The X can be the distance according to the fret, not the distance according to how it counts through the list, which already sounds like a better deal to me. Okay. Right. Oh, does this work? Pause preview. Maybe I should give it a chance. And I think as we move up in a level to the musical level, right now we're still on kind of the physical level, almost. I mean, it's still stuff a luthier cares about. Where am I putting this fret? Oh, it's, chromatic position 7. Where am I putting, what kind of fret is it? Well, it's a half fret. That matters a little to them. Somebody I knew had put half frets in a different color, which I could see doing. Okay, well, that doesn't look like a 1 to me. Context.draw a symbol in rectangle. Well, let's see if this will do anything. This editor, he'll wake up at some point and go like, oh, let me delete all those for you. Not this time. Yet another reason to reboot Xcode in a few minutes here. Okay, do I need to move it to a position first? I don't think so. Because I said draw it in rectangle, it drew it full-sized in the rectangle with hello. Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm messing it up if Helvetica is not a real thing. I thought that was on all systems, but that's still trying. Let me just do this. Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite so clear if they parameterize this over the tag type. Yes, looks like it. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Text. Okay. Oh, that was a very, very, very stretched out 1. I see. So, okay, so it's drawing it. I guess that means I have to. Well, this is certainly not footnote, and actually it looks horizontally stretched to me because we're not in a square. Let's set by 100. I think I may have to compute the size and then shove the number in. No, got nothing there. Okay. Because since it doubles in each direction, it's easy to underestimate it. Is there a text size for text? That's a good question. Yeah, I could use system font. Nobody's dealing with the canvas part. Oh, here's a soft. I can't believe I'm the first person fighting canvas text size, because this is a pain. Okay, trying to draw labels above lines. That sounds... No, I don't know. Yeah, that's... Draw text at origin, anchor 0. Okay. Text size. No. Okay. Well. I've still got it blanked away. Well, we know we can do that. I don't think we have to worry about it just yet. Text render size that fits. Well, it doesn't give you the size though, does it? But okay, let's take a break, 3 or 4 minutes, and I guess we'll come back and draw the fret indexes. We'll figure out how to compute a box and draw in that. I think that should work. All right, so see you in a few minutes. All right, welcome back. I've rebooted. Let's see if this does the thing it should do. Text render size that fits might give you the text size to fit in the view. Okay, let's see what we can find there. Render size that fits 55. Well, yeah, you're right. That's pretty great size to be hanging the underlying text layout. Returns the size of the text in proposal. So proposal's the view size. It's the text proxy. within a graphic context. Yeah. Let's go back to graphic context and see if there's something in there. Drawing text. Okay, that's more like it. Context that draw at point. Well, that came out looking okay. Here's the text at point XW2HO2. I guess if I just put a text, and maybe if I put the attributes I want, and I draw it at the point they say. Yeah, I don't know. I'd kind of like to avoid the geometry reader because we got so much grief when we started using it. If we had it at two different levels, they all got interacting, and it just wasn't good. I don't know if that was a misunderstanding on my part of how it works, or if that's just a limitation of it. But I mean, this appears to put in normal size text. I don't think I saw anything else. He's got a big square up top, or a square up top, border on there. Okay, he fills in with some color. And filter. This is W over 2 and H over 2. Oh, 2.2. Okay, so he drew it a little higher. Okay. Yeah, let's see what we can do. If that's coming through or not. Well, that's pretty good. Maybe it's the symbol thing doesn't like restricting itself. Okay. Well, let me just as an experiment, let's can I do that? I'm doing so many different for loops now. Okay, the X is going to be... And we can put the height there. Okay. Let's try it again. Index times this over let's say 20. The height. This one out of the way. This one out of the way. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's magnify this. That's not quite where I want it, and you can see what I was worried about getting cut off is going to be true. But I think they're regularly spaced. They're not exactly right. I didn't add the width of the characters. We need to make some approximation for that. But I don't know if I can do it centered there. Right, and the counts are going on the chromatic numbers, so they're a little off too. So this is chromatic 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is here. We're getting further off. 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I mean 12 is an octave, right? So it needs to either be 12 or something. Yeah. But we can move those up. And let's make this Y0. Yeah, when it works, it's so much nicer. Okay. Let's inset a little further. I think I'll just use absolute values. It's, well, that's a little close. I think it's done. I don't know. I don't think that would strictly be necessary, but they are. It is regarded as a fret number. Trying to find more of a beginner book to tell you these things. They probably disagree. No, that doesn't do it. Well, I don't know if you can see this. There's a picture with no zero up top. They just say first fret and so on. So yeah, we could probably leave out the zero. Yeah, we still need space for the cymbals. Okay. I don't know if it updated this. Now, why those are... I guess the inset is... I'm not doing the original rectangle. Right? Size... Yeah, if I drew them on the original X, I don't know. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff I just don't trust that I could TDD because I just don't know where it puts it. I guess I also wonder, can I ask a text object anything about the size or font width? Yeah, I don't know. Well, let me try doing this with custom fonts. Let's go back. All right, I'm gonna put this 20. And I don't know, it wouldn't hurt to leave off the 0, but can I get it where I want it? So if I do 0, yeah, well, it surprises me it cuts off because we have this inset by 5 now. Well, let's change Y. Inset Y by 50. I was hoping the inset would leave a little space that if I did like it would leave room to render them. Yeah, I'm getting, if I do 0, I lose most of them. But if I inset 10, oh, now I've got more room. Oh, so I can play around with this and get it to work. All right, so let's go 15. Well, this frame is getting screwed up now. Yeah, I mean, it's make the yeah, the inset steals it. So I may have to I may have to play a little. So, I mean, I'm guessing this footnote font, I don't know if I can tell how high it is because it changes, depending on the phone and all that stuff. So I don't know if they have a constant size. And I suspect if you set your magnification up or something like that, that they do change. But this suggests there's a way to do this. 25.0. And we'll maybe adjust down here too. Okay. Right, so that would leave enough room for the dots. So let me try changing that font. And what's a font we can use? I mean, I thought Helvetica. Is it? The later ones look bigger. If I leave it blank, I'm getting some sort of default font, I guess. If I move this down. No. Is that right? Oh yeah, that looks more like it. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if how the units work if 10 is really the same as the 10 here. And this is 20. Yeah, I think that is sort of screen, whatever those pixels are. I never can tell now. There's screen and display and this and that, but it looks like my 10-point font is doing that. And then how do I find the width of a font? Okay. So if I make this 16, that's not enough. 8. Okay, a little bit of room. Yeah, we can work. Y. Let's do X. Okay. And then yeah, so the I don't think there's an aligned center. Because I think what we're doing is we're at the mercy of if I multiply the width by the index, the width by the width divided by 20. No. Where is the 20 from? Oh, the 20 is from horizontally. Okay, so I don't know that that's the right number anyway. Let's well, if this is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Well, 20 is close. Ooh, that's actually good. I think we're getting the centering for free or close to it. Oh, maybe my 4 is the difference. Okay, let's do that. But it looks like the 2 is very close to vertical over the line. The 4 looks very good. The 10 looks almost centered. 11 looks centered. 12 looks good. That's promising. Okay, actually 18 is probably more realistic for this because that's the last fret. Yeah, how's this look? Can I do that here? Yeah, I think it's holding its own, and that looks very good. I wouldn't think twice about that. I mean, maybe 5 would be better. Yeah. And it looks like the dashed lines would come up right between the 1s. And 15 looks good. Yeah, so I think this is, well, it's okay. It's not, I'm not sure if that 5 is an arbitrary context. I mean, the 10, when you say font size 10, I think you're usually talking about the height, right? The width is usually measured in, the M width is usually the fattest character. So you measure that width to know this. So I think this 5 is an approximation of half the M width. But that seems good. I'll shrink, and as it goes down, it still looks good. The other test is kick it off on that SE, or, oh, here's an iPad, 13-inch iPad. This will take a minute, but that's a big screen, so we'll see if it handles the big screen. And then I thought I had I got an SE down here. I can do that next. These indexes would be right if it were chromatic. Well, there's 2 numbering schemes for chromatic. So some people use this scheme. Some people would put 0, 1/2, 1, 1.5, 2, kind of similar to the diatonics. Okay, multi-line arguments should have that bracket surrounding, whatever. Okay. I may leave this for now. Yeah, let's pull this out as a method. Getting anywhere? Where's this? Still starting. Put him on there. Okay. I can't do that while it's running. Yeah, I don't think they could otherwise. Yeah, because I mean, clearly 10 is wider than 0, right? So if it's not aligning centers, then what's going on? Now, I mean, we could change it. We could try, if you started at 100, I mean, we could do that too. We'll try that. Started at 95. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, the other thing I want to do, if we can get this done today, I'd like it, is what we talked about, making a small object for this that really has the whole info for the fret, and defining those. So we pull the labels from there, and we pull the fret drawing style from there, and everything we need. Okay, yeah. Santa better bring me a new Mac, I think. You've got all year to save up for it now. All right, what's the complaint up here? Yeah, I think, I don't know if it's just coincidence, but that may be that half offset. Okay, there's a step. That's installed. It's launching. Okay. Oh, is it screaming good? Run along fast. Yeah, I know I've got to replace my phone this year. I know because it's got a cracked screen and it's not able to run. It's only able to run up to 16.7 or whatever this last 16 version is. So I'm 2 versions back on that, and my iPad only runs up to 17.x. Yeah, nice. I mean, I want to get my money's worth out of it, but at some point, I don't want to sit around for 5 minutes watching an iPad start either. But I mean, this is my first desktop in a while, and I mean, like 15 years probably. I was on the road consultant, so I used a laptop for most everything, and when I came home, I just kept everything on there. Brought that up on a big screen, but I think he's still trying to start. But I guess finding out that the fonts center properly and render properly is worth it. Oh, yeah, that's not bad. I get good use out of my iPad. This could be a little further separated. Okay, that looks great. Well, that's promising. And we'll rotate. They still look good. All right, let me do this experiment. Let's draw 95 plus index, and we'll run it like that. So I'm trying to get some very wide characters and just see if they still hold up. Then we'll run it on the SE, try the small size. I think it's worth that checkpoint, even though I'd rather be programming than watching this build. Yeah, this is not... I mean, you should run the M4 faster, right? I didn't know they were up to M4. Yeah, I mean, it's chopped off a little on the left, which is understandable, but that's holding up. Okay, let me run the SE. I think I'll make fret type be what we call fret now, and then let fret become the new thing. All right, I guess I can edit while it's not doing that. So let's go fret. can I turn this off? No. Okay. All right. Yeah, I did the rename. How's this doing? Okay. But I think I'll put fret in here. Okay, so the index is implicit now. We'll make it explicit. We'll get the type of fret type. I almost think I better say, I don't know, chromatic index and name. So I'm the reason I'm struggling is the chromatic dulcimer is just going to be different, and if you ask the name of this fret, it really should answer the chromatic index. So, well, that's a future feature, but I believe it's coming. Okay, fret, type, and name. We got those three things. Is there anything else that we have to have right now? I think that'll do it. Okay, how are you doing here? Okay. So back in here. How do I want to do this? Let's name this to let's name this to fret types for now. And let's take an extra argument. Can do that better, but there? No. It's getting close. I guess I'll rename that back to fret. I guess I'll do it in 2 steps. Oh, there it goes. Okay. What are we doing? Launching. Well, maybe this is okay. I foresee some where you're going to tell me what kind of dulcimer you have. It's either pure diatonic, it's diatonic plus 6.5, diatonic plus 1.5 and 6.5, or chromatic. And I think each one of those is going to need its own frets, and so it'll have its own names on the relevant frets, and that'll be okay. I don't mind leaving them dotted line even on the when the mostly diatonics with 1.5 or 6.5. I think it's still decent to have the dotted line there just to be a little reminder that it's that quote extra fret. Oh yeah, that's true. We can close this one. I don't know if I can tell in here. Which one is that? This one? No. Is that how much I have or wish I had? I hate to stop that one because we're going to go back to it in a moment. Even this looks a little funny, doesn't it? Okay, chord chart. Well, it's pretty crowded. They look accurate though. Yeah, they're centered. And I think on a small phone you would almost want to do this anyway. I'm not worried about that chop off, but it all looks good. Right, the line goes to the middle one. Yeah, okay. I'll put that back to normal numbers. Keep it one more time. Yeah, I'm surprised we got centering out of that way. But I guess the normal, right, for a normal, if you do a text, most views center them anyway, so maybe that's just kind of implicitly done. Yeah, no problem here. Okay, good. Let's gain some memory back. Okay. Multi-line brackets. Well, that doesn't look like a multi-line. This one's not so great, I'll give you that. And I guess we don't need this line anymore because we're doing it. All right. Hopefully that'll satisfy it. Let's run tests. We haven't done that in a while. Oh, I want to go back to my other one. Oh, I restarted that. Nice. Try again. Pulling me up. Okay, good. It's supposed to do it on empty lines too. It just loses its mind for some reason. That's extra. So it's because it reformatted, I think. So I don't know, if I go like this, it should have put the empty line there. Whoops. Sometimes I'll delete that and it'll delete all the blank lines, but it just forgets what it's doing sometimes. It's got the information. I mean, there's a setting for it and I've got it set, but I just can't trust it to consistently get it right. If I reformat the file, it puts in the extra blanks, even though the setting says don't keep them. Like, oh, guys. I mean, Xcode's a huge project, you know, it's like, I got priorities, but, I mean, how much the language has changed and all that stuff. But, boy, they definitely miss some of those little things. And that's annoying because it hits me all the time. I'm running that Swift lint, so, you know, it's a little extra picky. Okay, so let's work on getting the frets in. Okay, so I missed a push. Okay, let's make sure it builds, I guess. Both good. Okay. All right. So I don't know. Maybe just index will be enough. I guess index is generic across the dulcimer types. If I say there's going to be a fret array for diatonic, one for chromatic, and so on, then they have to define their own fret types and indexes and so on. We could just, by default, include the 1.5s and 6.5s and just treat them the same. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have a good feeling yet. I do know, like, at least one of the builders I talked to, they build far more with 1.5 and 6.5 than they do without. So, you know, it's sort of hitting a tipping point. Of course, he only knows about new dulcimers. There's all the ones that have been built over the last X years. So, all right. So we've made room for a fret structure. We're not using it, a fret structure. All right, but I'm going to apply it now, and I'm going to do the same. I guess I'll do these. All right. So let's just make fret index 0. They're all different. I think I can make it work. The type and then the name. I think maybe the name and then the type. Okay. And I can make those. Let's give it a init. Oh. Maybe I should just leave that out. This gets confusing. I'm messing it up too. Not good. All right, let's get this back on track. Okay, so 0 is 0. 1 is not 1, it's 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, we don't need those blank ones to be explicit. All right, so 0, 2, 3, 4, 6. 0, 2, 3, 4, 6. All right. And then fret 7. Then fret 8 is 4, is a regular. Fret 10 is 5, is a regular. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. 0, 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 0, 3, 4, 5. This is not right. If this is fret 3, 4, 5, should be 6, 6.5, 7. Okay. Okay, 10 is 5. I guess if we get it drawing this way, we'll see it in action. Okay, so fret 12, but that doesn't sound right either. Oh, this 3 to 4 is only 1. Okay, that'll help some. Okay. And now I should have the same pattern here. Okay, that is fret 0. Okay. And the other thing is, I left a blank one out here on purpose, just to kind of let you kind of saying that goes on, because they do tend to run higher. But I'm a little puzzled here. Like, if that's 0, that seems like 13 seems wrong. Okay, sorry. Okay, so 0 to 2 is 1. So normally it's wide, wide, narrow, if you ignore the pluses. Wide, 0 to 2. Wide, 2 to 4. Oh. That should be okay. And then wide. Oh. I may have to get a dulcimer picture out here. Okay, 0 to 1 is a wide. 1 to 1/2 is 1 to 1 plus is a narrow. To 2 is a narrow. To 3 is a wide. Is that one right? This picture is not to scale enough to tell if it's right or not. 0. Oh, God. But I mean, it's supposed to be 12 notes, so something's wrong. 12 half steps. And this is 0 through 12, so that sounds like 13 to me. Maybe when we get it looking, it'll... Yeah, the position is free, but I have to consider the chromatic position versus the diatonic name of it. So let me put it in notes. So if 0 is D, 1 is E, 1.5 is F, 2 is F sharp. No, this should be short. 3 is, it's a half step to 3 is G. Whole step to 4 is A. Whole step to 5 is B. And then it's a half step up to 6. And a half step there. Okay, now I'm getting there. So D, E, F, F sharp, G. Okay, this is 7. Right, plus 12, 3 and 10, 7 diatonic notes equals 12 chromatic notes. I think it's going to be 17. Because this is D, E, F, F sharp to G. So it's got 0. Don't forget we're starting at 0, so this would be 18 if you were counting as a normal person. But I think we'll see to make sure it looks right. But I think we're okay, because G should be half step up. So you should have with the 1 plus or the 6 plus or the 8 plus, you should have 3 half steps in a row. 1, 2, 3, I think. Well, that looks, yeah, that's a whole half. Okay, I believe we're okay. All right, now this should be no problem, because we don't use it for anything. So now we have frets in here, and then fret types. All right, let's find the use of fret types. Oh, let me extract this too. This is draw fret indexes. Yeah, let's get started. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I drew the fretboard wrong is what I'm coming to. I think I'm missing one whole note in there. Oh, it is after. Okay. Well, we'll stop here then. Tomorrow we will start making everything pull from this structure instead of this structure. So we have a parallel change we're doing of going from just fret types to more information, and we will pick up there. I may do that extract just before we go, just after we close off here. Anyway, I'm back 2 to 4:30 tomorrow, Eastern Time US, or 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC. Thanks for joining, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.